What's up, guys? It's your boy Raheem with Raheem Gaming, and today, guys, I'm coming out with my very first infantry guide, and it's going to be for new players, returning players, in-game players, and people in the mid-game as well. So with that being said, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and you hit that notification bell to be part of that notification gang, and let's get into it. So we're going to be starting this thing off for the new players who are just getting into the game, or maybe if you're returning to the game and you're still in the beginning stages. Then I want to let you guys know the best civilization to be right now, if you guys don't know, is China. So the reason why China is still the best civilization to be right now in the game till this day is because increased truth defense by 3%. Everybody can use that. The action points recovery by 5. You use action points in a lot of events, especially when you're killing barbarians, or if you're doing barbarian forts, things like that. You're going to be using action points. Also, the most important thing is that building speed by 5%. Just because if you're not City Hall 25 right now, that is what you're aiming to get to, is City Hall 25, just so you have all 5 marches, all the other perks and stuff that it gives. That building speed is going to help you quite a bit. And because of Sun Tzu, best epic commander in the game, all around, very, very good to have. And that's just that's the civilization you should be, unless you're City Hall 25. So now going into this guide, I want to also break down the City Hall skins that you should be using in the game, whether it's mid game, late game, and beginning stages. So if you're in that beginning stages, we have like the epic City Halls. There's some like the Cupid arrow. This one is an okay skin. The only thing I don't like about it is that you lose the cavalry health by 5%, but you gain infantry health by 5%, which is really good. But you kind of don't want to lose out on that cavalry health, because health is one of the most important stats in the game right now. Is this one right here, which is the All Kingdom Carnival skin. Just because of the fact that, again, you lose the archer health, but you gain infantry health, which is really good. But the archer health is kind of a bad thing to lose as well, because again, health is that much important. Now, the skins that you do want to go with for infantry is you want to go with the White Tower skin, because you gain infantry health plus 5% and you lose out on cavalry attack. Attack is not really that important in this game like that, because you can always gain attack stats that much easily. And then the other one, if you're still in the early games, which I don't have and I still don't have to this day, is the it should be the gingerbread skin. Yes, right here, the gingerbread skin, because you gain infantry health by 5%, but you lose out on the archer attack by 5%, which again, you can just gain that stat. Now, because health is harder to get in this game than attack is. But the other skins, now if you're like mid to late game, the skins that you want to use is one of the skins that I'm using right now. If you can get it from KVK, which is this one right here, the St. Peter skin. You lose out on cav attack and archer attack, which you don't really care about, and you gain infantry defense, which is another good stat. So health being number 1, infantry defense being number 2. Those are the 2 stats you want to shoot for in that order. Now, if you can't get that skin, because it does cost a lot to get that skin, then you can run this skin right here, the Twilight Falls skill. You get skill damage plus 5%, commander XP gained by 5%, and you lose out on infantry attack, which infantry, you don't really care about attack like that. So those are pretty much the skins that I would recommend you guys using. Alright, So going into troops here, basically breaking down his troops, what you would want to use in the early game. And in the early game, this is what you'd be looking to shoot for. Is you would definitely want to shoot for getting your Sun Tzu expertise out, because he is the best epic commander all around, best epic commander in the game. So he should be number 1 to expertise out. After that, I would have to say Jonah of Art, but since this is an infantry guide, we're only going to be covering the infantry commanders. So basically, you would want to expertise him out. Reason why is number 1, if you need somebody to be in charge of garrison for your base, then you have somebody who can do that. As you guys can see here, garrison damage reduction 7%, gonna be hella good for a garrison. If you want, you can pair him up with my boy right here, EM. EM also garrison bonus. Early game stages, you can run them 2 as your garrison until you can unlock Charles Martel, which Charles Martel is going to be really, really, really good as a garrison for your base. Reason why I would say that is because even now, I still see some people use Charles Martel as their garrison for their city halls, for their base, or even for when they're getting the flag rallied or whatever. But definitely would want to say Charles Martel would want to be your garrison. He's also pretty good to even use in the open field for KVK. I know a lot of people don't talk about him, but Charles Martel can be good to use out there in KVK if you can unlock him. So definitely you could run Charles Martel. You can run Sun Tzu. Them 2 is good together as a pair. Charles Martel primary, Sun Tzu secondary, really good as well. Another good one that I would definitely recommend in the early game, if you're going to use him, is BI. So BI is really, really good to use. The reason why BI is that good to use because of the debuff he gives by making 3 different enemy troops and a fan take 15% more skill damage. So that is something that you would definitely want to rock. He also gives you attack bonus, which is pretty good to have, which is why I said don't worry about attack, because you can get attack from commanders and other stuff. BI is going to be the primary because of this debuff right here, and then you would run Sun Tzu as your secondary. Now, when he becomes available, the person I'm about to be talking to you about right now, you want to unlock him. I unlocked him, but you would definitely want to invest into him, which I did. You don't have to, but I would recommend you to do it, which is Richard the First. Do not, and I repeat, this is very, 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 very important. Do not invest any legendary sculptures into Richard the First. Do not. You want to save every single last universal legendary sculpture for KVK 3 and above, which is my recommendation. If you guys don't get anything else out of this, that is one important tip I would like to leave you guys with. But as you guys can see here, you want to get his first skill to 5, next skill to 1, 1, and 1. Reason why you want to get this to 5 is because this guy, Richard the First, is going to be your tank pretty much for the open field PvE. You want to use him as a tank for Sunset Canyon or Lost Canyon as well. You just want to use him as your tank. When you get to skill to 5, it gives you a 1400 healing factor. It also gives you damage reduction by 30, which is hella good, and it gives you a march speed reduction to enemy troops by 15%. So you can actually even use him in maybe even KVK 1 But I recommend him mostly for PvE, open field PvE, or PvE events where he can be your tank. So after that, once you get through with the KVK 1, stepping into KVK 2, you don't really have to invest into this person. I recommend you at least unlocking this person. But if you do not want to invest into this person, because you're like a free-to-play player or something like that, then you don't have to get him. But I would recommend at least getting him. Alexander the Great, he's really, really, really good. But you would have to expertise him out. And the reason why I'm saying he's really, really good is because when you get into season 3 and above, there's going to be a legendary commander that's going to be really good to pair with him. But as you can see here, you can see that he gets a damage absorption shield for 4 seconds when you have him when he is expertised out. And then he also gives up to 3 nearby enemies 30% more damage taken. So yeah, you would definitely want to get him expertised out. He also has a healing reduction debuff by 30%, which is pretty crazy, dog. 30% healing reduction is wild. And then one of the really good things, because infantry don't really have that much march speed, this commander right here probably has I think it is the highest march speed for infantry out of all the legendary infantry commanders. So you definitely want to expertise him out if you're gonna get him and want to use him in KVK2 and later on. Shoot to expertise him out, no less. Now, after getting out of that, and somebody you can pair him with in KVK2 before going, you can pair him with pretty much Sun Tzu. If you have YSG, like let's say you went and you got YSG in season 1 and you unlocked them, things like that, you expertise them out, or at least got them to 5511, then you would want to use him. You can use him behind Alexander the Great. You can probably even use Charles Martel. But you know what I'm saying? That's if you're going to use Alexander the Great. I wouldn't recommend using him. I would at least unlock him, but I would save every single universal sculpture as much as you can for season 3, KVK 3 and above. The reason why is because once you step in, you can unlock these next 2 legendary commanders, which are the best 2 right now in the game until further notice when the new infantry legendary commander comes in. But first one we're going to talk about is CPO Prime. CPO Prime is a hella good infantry commander. Reason why is because number 1, he has health reduction by 30%. So when the troop is hit by this skill, they're going to get a health reduction by 30%. That debuff is crazy. That is a crazy debuff. Not only that, but he gives you attack bonus. He gives you infantry march speed, and he even triggers an infantry march speed by 10% as well. Now, this right here is one of the other good things about him, is having the infantry health bonus by 20%. That is one of the most important things. Like I tell guys, if you're shooting for stats on infantry, which you should do, is shoot for the stats. You want to shoot for health 1, defense 2, attack 3. You don't want attack. You try your best to get health and defense. Those are the top 2 that you want to get. This last skill, damage reduction, is really good as well. But if you can't expertise him out, you at least want to get 5551. That's what you would want to run if you can expertise CPO Prime out. Now, people you can run CPO Prime with, if you don't, if you have him, you can run him with your boy YSG at 5511, which would be really good for him with the AoE damage that YSG provides. You can also run him with Guan Yu, with Guan Yu being primary and CPO being the secondary, which is really good because Guan Yu has the silence in his kit, and you want to be able to benefit from this 1300 damage factor as him being the primary, because if you do the secondary, he's only going to get about 600. No, he's going to get about, what, 1,000. So you're going to be losing out on quite a bit, and he has that silence in his kit. So you would want to run him primary, CPO secondary. That's the ones I would recommend him running with. And then the other one you'd want to get in when he's available to unlock as well is Liu Che. Liu Che is another another legendary commander, legendary commander that you would want to unlock as well. And as you can see here, he gives you a march speed reduction by 40%, which is insane. So people who are like cavalry and things like that, if you get up on them, debuff them with that 40%. The next one, he gives you 20% march speed, so you can stick on their ass. No diddy. But yeah, that's what you can get right there. It also gives you skill damage reduction by 20% and infantry defense by 20%, which is another good stat, the second best stat for infantry. Also here you can get infantry attack bonus, which is okay. You get the smite damage factor by 300, but you get damage reduction by 10%, and you get some normal damage by 10% too when you have them expertised out. Somebody, if you don't have if you can't get CPO Prime but you have Alex the Great expertised out, you would run Liu Che primary, and you would run Alexander the Great secondary. So that's what you would want to run. But like I said, save every single legendary sculpture, universal sculptures that you can, because the real infantry march that you would want is CPO Prime and Liu Che secondary. So these are the two that you would want. And if you can't get them expertised out, you would at least want to get CPO Prime to 5551, and then you would want to get Liu Che at least 55. I would say 1 and 5, but it's kind of hard to get this. So I would just say 5, and then however this lands. But if you can, at least get both of these expertised out. If you can, get both of them expertised out, because this is the best, as of right now, this is the best infantry march in the game. So now, one of the most important things I want to talk to you guys about is do not rush. When going from pre-KVK 1 to KVK 3, do not rush. And I repeat, do not rush to get T5 troops. Do not rush to get T5 troops. What you want to do is level everything up as much as possible as you can. Everything up, but do not get the T5 troops. What you want to do while doing all the research and leveling up your commanders, doing all that type of stuff, you want to work on your gear, which is very, very important. Reason why I say that is if you're going for cavalry, Then level up your cavalry gear to legendary cavalry gear. Infantry, get your infantry legendary gear. Or if you're doing archers, get your archer legendary gear. But that is the most important thing I would want to say right now before you even get T5 troops, because the stats on this stuff is pretty crazy and it's gonna hold you down when you have this stuff and you have T4 troops. If you have like a legendary set with T4 troops, you're gonna be smacking, bro. You're gonna last longer in the open field. You're gonna have insane buffs, things like that. And let's say you do have T5 troops, but your gear is like blue. Like, they're just gonna run you over out there in the open field. Like, you want to shoot for legendary gear, because at that point you sending out your troops and you have trash gear, you're just going to be wasting resources, putting your troops in the hospital, wasting speed ups, things like that. It's just going to be a waste for you. You're not going to be having fun because your troops are going to be dying so quickly. So you definitely want to have legendary gear. Before getting T5 troops. Now, you definitely want to get T5 research done, but T5 troops, I would say if you want to start them, but get the gear before getting those troops. Now, starting off in the early game to late game, in the early game, you're definitely going to start off with the Blessed Blade. The reason why is because infantry health by 6%, and it's the only one you can really get, because if you're getting this, you're basically buffing up cavalry. Has nothing to do with infantry, so you would definitely want to get this. This gives you the most important stat, health. So that's what you want to get. Now, the other gear pieces you would want to get is pretty much the helmet of fear. Helmet of Phoenix, because the helmet of Phoenix gives you 2% health. That's what you'd want to get. And then going for the chest piece, you'd want to get the infantry breastplate. It has the name right there, infantry breastplate. So that automatically tells you infantry. The gloves, you'd want to get the bronze bracers. Reason why is because infantry health once again. Then going into this, you'd probably want to get the rangers torsos because the infantry attack. And then the boots, you would want to get pretty much these guys right here. These boots right here is what you would want to get. Now, once you get those and you start getting into your blue gear, the blue gear that's going to last you a while, one of the blue pieces that's going to last you quite a bit, because you're not going to get any of these. These are not going to help you. You want to just stick with the blue one until you can make the legendary one. But the one that's going to last you the longevity is the Gatekeeper Shield. Reason why is because it gives you infantry health plus 8%. So you're definitely going to want to keep this until you can make your legendary weapon. So get this guy. Know that this guy is going to be what you're going to be rocking for a very, very long time for infantry. Now, the next thing you would want to get is the helmet right here. This is the helmet that you would want to get because of the infantry defense. And then going into the chest piece, you would want to get the windsweep chest piece, infantry defense again, 4.5%. Going into the gloves, you'd want to get the windsweep bracers, just because of the simple fact, as you can see, 2.5% health rather than 1% health. You're not looking for infantry attack. Anything that gives you 10 infantry attack, when you can get health or more health or defense, you'd want to take the defense and more health over the infantry attack any day of the week. And then you going down into here, you would definitely want to get, again, the these greaves. Definitely want to get these greaves, infantry defense. And then you would want to get these boots right here, Scarlet Hounds, because of infantry health. Once again, you want to get these infantry health. These are going to be more for cavalry. You want to get these boots. These are the boots you would want to get. Now, getting into the purple gear, I would just recommend just sticking with this blue one until you can rock the gold one, the legendary one, just because infantry attack isn't going to do nothing really for you. The infantry defense is going to be better all day for you. And then the next thing is getting into the gloves. As you can see here, you're going to want the infantry defense gloves. These are the gloves you're going to want to get right here. Reason why is because another infantry defense. So you're going to be losing, you're going to be skipping these blue ones here and then jumping up to these infantry defense gloves. Then, as you can see here, you're going to jump from these. Now, this is probably the number one thing you would want to make first out of all of the purple gear, or I believe the epic gear that you would want to get. So the first thing you would want to make out of all of them is the pants. The reason why is because these pants are going to last you for a long time till you can get the other pants. These ones give you infantry health plus 8%, which is quite a bit. You pretty much want to make this first. The first thing you would want to make to purple is these pants. The next thing after you get those, you'd want to get the boots, because you're going to get the infantry defense on these guys. And then with accessories, if you're going to make blue accessory, I'd probably say the march speed would be the one that you're going to get, because infantry does need march speed. But once you get purple, you're going to make the necklace, because you're going to be getting the 5% less counter attack damage. And then I would recommend the silent, because silent trial, because of the whenever you the wearer's troops launches any type of basic attack, the target loses 10 rage. So make them stack up their rage longer. So you basically rock these two. Pretty much good being off right there. Now, when you once you are able to make your legendary gear, then we can talk about what you want to make for legendary gear. Now, the weapon that you would go from this one to this one is the shield. Internal Empire shield is what you would want to rock. That's the shield you would want to go with. You don't want to go with the hammer. You'd want to go with the shield. Reason why is because you're going to get the 4-piece set piece bonus. That's what you're shooting for, and that's the reason why you would want to get this. Now, the next thing you'd want to pick up as the helmet, you'd want to pick up this helmet right here, because it's going to give you 11% infantry defense, and this would give you basically your 2-piece bonus. Shield and helmet gives you the 2-piece bonus. Then for the chest piece, which I have the wrong chest piece, which I hate because I messed it up and everything. But you'd want to get this chest piece right here. I have this chest piece, which you don't want. I accidentally made the wrong one. You want this chest piece, Hope's Cloak. Reason why? 12% infantry defense compared to 11% infantry attack. You don't care about attack. You want the defense. Get the defense, hands down. Next thing you'd want to get here is the Is the internal Empire gloves. So you'd want to get the infantry defense on the gloves, which will give you your 3-piece. And then the pants that you would want to get is, where is it at? Is these pants, Internal Knight. So the internal night pants is what you want to get, which is more infantry defense plus 12%. So as you can see, you're stacking hella defense right here, and then yeah, it's quite a lot of defense, man. You're getting quite a lot of defense, and it's pretty much crazy how tanky those infantry marches is going to be. Then the last thing when it comes to the gear piece, what you would want to get, which will give you your 4-piece bonus, is this right here, the internal Empire boots. So you'd want these boots, which gives you another 7.5 infantry defense. That will give you your 4-piece, and then depending on who you're using when it comes to the like CPO and Luce, if you're running CPO Prime, I recommend the Horn of Fury and the Ring of Doom on a CPO Prime. If you're running Luce as the primary, you'd want to run the Dagger and the Ring of Doom. Those things I would recommend right there as what you would want to rock. If you're rocking people like Guan Yu, things like that, then you have other stuff you can look into of upgrading, kind of like the war drums and all different types of stuff that you can look into putting on these commanders. But those are the ones kind of what you would kind of, especially the Horn of Fury, kind of use that one with like the Ring of Doom on quite a bit of legendary commanders. But those is what I would recommend for at least those two pairings, because those are pretty much the two legendary commanders you're going to be having at the end of the game. But as you can see there, that is pretty much it for this video. If you guys found anything useful out of this video, whether it's some tips or tricks or pairing, or even what civilization to even have at the start of the game or anything like that, then make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and you hit that notification bell to be part of that notification gang. I am out. Peace.